our operators, airline operators, should be called to order.
We must always think about the people, the Nigerian people.
Lawmakers recommend path to cheaper airfare with plan for 50% tax cuts.
We are scaling up intervention for children 1 to 59 months.
Nigeria charts regional plan to sustain immunization gains.
We will look into our archives, we will bring back our experts, and we will come up with a very formidable solution.
Also tonight, NIMS, Nigeria's policy think tank, begins work on presidential directive to forge new security blueprint. Good evening and welcome to NTA Network News. I am Jumai Yusuf. Hingino John Adams joins us tonight from Lagos, and she will be bringing us up to speed with some news from that axis. And Benny Adams is here in our Abuja studio for the business news. Benny, what's happening?
Well, so much in the world of business as the year is winding down. Markets across Africa close red, but South Africa is resilient. We'll give you details in the course of the bulletin. And
Francisca Bele is also on ground to bring us some of the latest news in the world of sports. Francisca?
Of course, the Super Eagles, the list for AFCON 2025 Super Eagles has been released. We'll give you the details during the sports segment.
Yeah, and I've also seen the World Cup, I think, be released too. But you remember, you can follow this news live on our channels, on any of our social media platforms displayed on the screen. Now to our survey for tonight. Think of every police officer you've seen guarding a politician's gate or escorting a VIP convoy. Now think again. Imagine these officers redeployed to your neighborhood streets to patrol the highways and to strengthen the fight against crime nationwide. Well, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu appears to believe that by prioritizing the protection of the many over the few, things are bound to get better in terms of Nigeria's internal security. But tonight, we want to know what you think. Do you consider the presidential directive on police withdrawal from VIPs a necessary sacrifice for the greater good, or a step too far? Let us know what you think by joining our online survey tonight on this matter. You can scan the QR code on your screen, click on the link and cast your vote. Now to the National Assembly, where the Senate has resolved to fast-track legislative approval for the 2026-2028 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper, transmitted to it by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that the document containing Nigeria's financial and economic projections for the incoming year may likely be passed next week.
The MTEF FSP was approved last week as the meeting of the Federal Executive Council as plans continue on Nigeria's budget outlook for 2026. Deputy President of the Senate, Barrow Jibrin, after reading the executive communication, referred it to the Senate Committee on Finance for further legislative action.
The 2026 budget of the federal government will be prepared based on the parameters and fiscal assumptions of the approved 2026 to 2028 MTEF and FSP.
In continuation of its inquiry into the sale of the bulk shares of Lafarge Cement Company Limited to a foreign entity due to the implication on national security, the Senate Ad Hoc Committee mandated to review an earlier probe vowed to ensure diligence.
We should be circumspect in our investigation so that we will be able to uncover facts. Let me also emphasize that national security today transcends beyond the traditional military definition, as it includes economic sovereignty.
Meanwhile, attempts by the Senate to endorse the change of nomenclature for Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University of Technology, Bauchi, to a conventional university confronted resistance as stakeholders reject the proposal.
The amendment bill before us seeks to update and strengthen the institutional governance framework, aligns the university's mandate with contemporary academic and administrative standards,
to expand the scope of objectives in the Act, liberalizing it from technology-based, a specialized university, to a broader spectrum of a conventional university.
I believe that we should be having more of it rather than amending and making them be conventional universities.
The public hearing was adjourned. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
And in a bid to provide relief to air travelers and stimulate economic activity during the festive season, the House of Representatives is asking the federal government to take immediate action to reduce airfares during the Yuletide. Lawmakers are specifically urging the government to slash all airport charges and auxiliary taxes by 50%, with the aim of achieving lower air ticket prices. National Assembly correspondent Mitere Ikpen tells us more.
The move by lawmakers to push for affordable air travel for citizens is seen as a timely intervention, as many Nigerians typically travel to their hometowns and tourist destinations, often at great expense. By advocating reduced airport charges, lawmakers hope to make air travel more affordable and accessible to a larger segment of the population.
The unprecedented rise in air travel costs poses a direct threat to security, to life, to tradition that unite our society during this cherished festive moment.
What the airlines operators in Nigeria have done in the past 12 hours is completely uncalled for. Airline operators should be called to order.
Landing cost has been increased, parking has been increased, even staying on the air, because we don't have a full total radar coverage.
Aside that, you are aware that the pressure on the airlines is because the roads are not safe.
Urge the federal government to reduce the airport and other auxiliary charges by 50%.
A bill to amend the Central Bank Act scaled second reading, with key reforms proposed to enhance checks and balances in the leadership and fiscal operations of the Apex Bank.
To separate the role of governor and the board of directors, chairman, to avoid concentration of powers.
I am particularly encouraged that this bill should be passed with the speed of the light because of this very point, that for any process or for any government to undertake any policy of redesign of Naira or change of Naira denomination, it has to have the backing of the institution of the legislature.
Another bill to establish the Armed Forces Medical College, FCT, also scaled second reading.
To provide for the training of medical and allied health professionals for the Armed Forces of Nigeria and other services, to promote research and innovation in military and paramilitary medicine, and for related matters, 2025, to be read a second time.
The House approved the report of its Committee on Health Institutions for an amendment of the Federal Medical Centers Act to establish Federal Medical Center, Fagge, Kano State, and several others. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
To security matters, the Minister of Defense, General Christopher Musa, is promising to implement programs and activities that would boost the morale of men and officers across the Nigerian Armed Forces. He made this known at the winging of 57 Air Commandos and Air Vice Marshals at the headquarters, Nigerian Air Force. Defense correspondent Olajide Bello reports.
The Chief of Air Staff, Dr. Air Commodore A.G. Akinyimika.
Promotions reward excellence, inspire confidence, and reaffirm the nation's recognition of sacrifices made by personnel and troops of the armed forces. This is what played out at the MD Umar Blue Room of the headquarters Nigerian Air Force. For many officers and soldiers, moving up the ranks translates into renewed motivation, improved welfare, and a stronger sense of belonging, factors that directly influence their willingness to take on demanding security tasks.
Your promotion today raises the bar even higher, as you are now directly responsible for shaping strategic direction, making crucial decisions, and influencing results across all operations, administration, and personnel welfare.
Adequate promotion structures keep personnel motivated and loyal, while cutting-edge platforms give them the operational edge required on the battlefield.
As senior leaders, you must continue to deepen collaboration, promote intelligence sharing, and nurture the unity of effort that is essential to achieving enduring security outcomes for our nation.
As Nigeria intensifies reforms in defense procurement and personnel management, the nation is better positioned to build a more agile, professional and formidable armed forces capable of restoring peace across troubled regions. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
Meanwhile, military leaders, defense innovators and global partners have converged in Abuja as the push for indigenous, smarter and faster security solutions takes center stage at this year's defense exhibition. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports.
At the exhibition, stakeholders say integrating advanced technology into modern warfare is no longer optional, insisting it is the only way to strengthen counter-terrorism operations, improve battlefield mobility, and prepare the armed forces for future conflicts. They also stress that the showcase of homegrown defense innovations is a powerful reminder that safeguarding the nation requires continuous modernization, deeper collaboration, and sustained investments in Nigeria's domestic defense industry.
What we have brought to the fore is to enable the security agencies to think differently, because the application of technology is a must-do, because the criminals are using new technologies, deploy double capacity of what the criminals are deploying.
I expect that going forward, DICON and all others who are in charge of defense production in Nigeria is going to leverage on modern technology to be able to make an impact.
And it is private research is not just selling products, it's also putting a lot of effort in researching new solutions.
Stakeholders agree that Nigeria can no longer rely on foreign systems alone. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
And in the meantime, the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies has confirmed it is fully committed to deliver on the President's directive to generate practical solutions to Nigeria's security challenges. Director General of the Institute, Professor Ayo Omotayo, was quite upbeat while addressing participants of the Senior Executive Course 47-2025 at Presidential Dinner in Abuja. Joseph Osen reports.
Warm reception and light moments, a brave pause from 10 months of intense intellectual engagement.
And so during this period, we were able to outline all the issues relating to blue economy, looking at all the sectors and how Nigeria could diversify.
The special guest of honor, Chairman, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, opens up on the pollution, on protecting the nation's waterways and other potentials.
By decisively tackling the drug challenge, we do not just save lives, we unlock billions in potential revenue, protect our environment, and ensure a truly sustainable and prosperous future.
It's going to be a major contributor, to making us meet the target set by Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
With security challenges still a major national concern, President Bola Tinubu had tasked the Institute to devote special attention to profiling sustainable solutions.
We will look into our archives, we will bring back our experts, and we will come up with a very formidable solution to the problems of security in Nigeria.
The National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies has remained the nation's apex training ground for top-level technocrats. In Abuja, Joseph Utsen, NTA News.
And Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, says President Bola Tinubu is committed to ensuring a secured country where children feel safe to learn, thrive and celebrate. She stated this while hosting children to the 3rd edition of the annual Children's Christmas Brunch at the Villa. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports.
The banquet hall of the Presidential Villa once again came alive for another Children's Christmas Brunch, an annual event hosted by Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, to celebrate Christmas with children. For the 2025 edition, her guests are children from Christ Treasured Royal Orphanage, Kwali. The enduring lessons of sacrifice, reconciliation and humility taught by the birth of Jesus Christ are best learnt as children for personal and societal well-being. So, the first lady treated her guests to a Christmas story detailing the birth of Christ and its essence for building a thriving society.
And I think next year should be a year that Nigerians have to reach out to others, people who are less privileged. I don't invite ministers' children, they have food to eat. So I don't invite, our friends around and say they should bring their children or grandchildren. No. So this should be for the people. And we started that, and I'm very glad.
She assured the children that President Bola Tinubu is laser focused on securing their future, starting with tackling abduction in schools.
But you can see Mr. President has done the needful. They've gone after them. We are going to leave this place somehow. You think I don't want a safe society? I do.
Joined by wife of the Vice President, Nana Shetima, and wife of the Speaker, House of Representatives, Fatima Tajuddin Abbas, the First Lady handed out Christmas gifts to the children who are full of gratitude.
Told us story of Christmas, and I learned a lot. And I learned that when I grew up, so I should help others that are in need. What was going through my mind is that she's a loving person and she could also share.
A Christmas cake was cut as a special highlight of the brunch. From the banquet hall of the Presidential Villa, Adeni Itaiwo, NTA News.
We'll take a break now. We'll be right back. You're welcome back. Now, the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pati, says that despite Nigeria's record-breaking rate of in-country immunization against various diseases in the past 2 years, countries in the West African sub-region will need to meet the challenge of, for progress to be sustainable. Speaking at the meeting of the board of the Reaching Every Child in Humanitarian Project in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, Professor Pate, who also serves as the board vice chairman, stated that a coordinated approach undertaken by West African states is the best path forward for the children who need life-saving treatments. The coordinating minister further restated President Bola Tinubu's commitment to mobilizing domestic resources to multiply the impact of critical donor resources in their collective effort to drive down child mortality.
We are scaling up intervention for children 1 to 59 months through Saman 2. And I am very pleased that at least 12 million children have been reached with azithromycin across 9 states. There's a lot more that we can do and will continue to do. This collective effort will ensure that the interventions that we deliver remain safe, effective, and aligned with our action plan.
And critical members of the civil society and some partners in Rivers State are stressing the imperatives for Nigerian students to be intentional about registration and collection of their permanent voter card, PVC, in order to exercise their civic responsibility. Now, this was a desensitization on voter registration and PVC collection at the University of Port Harcourt Auditorium, organized by the Foundation for Citizens Empowerment in partnership with the Niger Delta Development Commission. Jenny Bassi reports that the aim is to drive federal government's commitment to achieving inclusive governance.
Strengthening democratic participation among young people is a crucial step towards building a new Nigeria. This necessitated the convergence of these students of the University of Port Harcourt, facilitated by the Foundation for Citizens Empowerment, as a means of raising awareness on the need for registration and PVC collection. Convener of the event, Samuel Nzedi, says the essence is to create awareness on how to achieve a new Nigeria in line with the vision of the present administration.
We are working with INEC because Uniport will soon become the largest student voter registration center in Rivers State. We want every student here to have their PVC and to use it to shape your own future.
Managing Director, NDDC, Dr. Samuel Obuku, represented by the Deputy Director, Education, Health and Social Services, Choma Nwakwe, noted that the program aligns with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, which emphasizes youth empowerment, civic responsibility, inclusive governance, and the building of public trust in democratic institutions.
Voting is not merely a civic duty, it is an opportunity to influence decisions You have a voice in the governance of the country.
Moments like this remind us that a nation is shaped by the willingness of its young generation.
250 returning undergraduates were awarded scholarships via a raffle draw. Laptops and checks were also presented. In Port Harcourt, Jenny Passy, NTA News.
Nigeria and other West African states are reportedly on the right path towards eradicating pes d petit ruminant, PPR, and other transboundary animal diseases. This development comes as experts from across West Africa converge in Abuja for a 3-day regional training aimed at strengthening surveillance and improving coordinated response mechanisms. Yusuf Jika tells us more.
PPR is a viral disease affecting sheep and goats. It is highly contagious and often fatal, posing a serious threat to food security and livelihoods across West Africa. At a gathering of regional experts in Abuja, participants expressed renewed commitment to ending the scourge through shared knowledge and coordinated action. The focus is on shifting decisively from reactive, event-driven responses to predictive, risk-based and analytics-driven surveillance systems.
In recent years, our focus has been on strengthening the National Animal Disease Information System to improve reporting from across the Federation, enhance laboratory field collaboration under the One Health approach, and work closely with ECOWAS, RAC, AU-IBA, FAO, and WOA to align national actions with continental strategies.
The convergence today is across the countries in the Sahel and then West African countries. And we're trying to see how, together we can build capacities and knowledge of experts.
Stakeholders emphasize that women remain vital to the ongoing transformation of the livestock industry. In Abuja, Yusuf Jika, NTA News.
We'll take a pause here as we join Hingino John Adams for news from Lagos and other parts of the southwest. Hingino. Adams for news.
Welcome to Lagos. As part of strategic steps towards providing access to quality education for the indigent across the 774 local government areas of the country, Chairman of the Aliko Dangote Foundation, ADF, and the President of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, has provided a 1 trillion naira scholarship that will benefit 1.3 million Nigerians. The program starting in 2026 is aimed at promoting academic excellence across Nigeria with a 100 billion naira committed annually for the next 10 years. Amaka O reports that the unveiling of the scholarship program was witnessed by the Vice President of Nigeria, Kashim Shettima, among other dignitaries.
The Aliko Dangote Foundation 1 trillion naira scholarship program targets Nigeria's most vulnerable learners. This is to reduce inequality and drive national development. The chairman, Aliko Dangote Foundation, and President Aliko Dangote Group says he has dedicated 25% of his wealth to education.
Too many brilliant Nigerian students have been pushed out of school by financial hardship. We cannot allow financial hardship to silence the dreams of our young people.
The multiplier effects of this on Nigerian human capital development, social index, and overall economic prosperity is absolutely significant.
What we're going to do is make sure that this scholarship program is felt across all 774 LGAs.
The initiative by the Aliko Dangote Foundation has received applause from various stakeholders, including the traditional institution, as the program will be implemented through partnerships from agencies under the Federal Ministry of Education.
Fast forward 10 years from now, 170,000 students, girl child, would have gone to school.
Vice President of Nigeria, Kashim Shettima, added that the foundation provides a opportunities for thousands of learners and supports the federal government's efforts to build a competitive workforce.
He has also become the most consequential private investor in the rescue of our most critical sector, education. He is driven by a conviction that greatness is not measured by what one accumulates, but by what one enables others to become.
The foundation offered instant scholarship to winners of the Junior Achievement Nigeria Company of the Year Award, who were also recognized for their innovative solution in Lagos. Amaka O, NTA News.
Now to other matters, a new sheriff has taken over the helm of affairs at the Federal Operations Unit FOU Zone A of the Nigeria Customs Service. The command is now poised to continue prompt vigilance against smuggling and a fresh drive for excellence. Adejoke Odeka completes the report.
The Nigeria Customs Service is reaffirming its commitment to continue to record success in its core mandate. Under Assistant Comptroller General Mohammed Shuaibu, he says the Federal Operations Unit, FOU Zone A, is dedicated to protecting Nigeria's trade facilitation and had seized 761 items in 476 interceptions valued at 10.1 billion naira.
23,000 bags of 50 kg of parboiled foreign rice, equivalent to 38 trailers, 98 Tukumbo vehicles, 2,350 kilograms of cannabis sativa, 1,820 jerrycans of PMS. Beyond enforcement, the unit under my watch played a vital role in ensuring compliance with import and export regulations.
Comptroller Aliyu Gambo pledged to build on ACG Shuaibu's achievements, leverage stakeholders' collaboration aimed at driving the FOU Zone A toward even greater successes under his leadership.
We shall intensify intelligence-driven operations to combat smuggling and all forms of illicit trade that threaten national security and economic growth. We will deepen collaboration with sister agencies, community leaders, and the trading public to strengthen border security and facilitate lawful trade.
Beyond the symbolic handover was a touching highlight of the gift presentation from the Customs Officers' Wives Association, COA FOUA chapter, alongside thoughtful presents from the command's officers and staff. In Lagos, Adejoke Odeka, NTA News.
Those are the reports from Lagos. Network News continues with Jummai in Abuja after the break.
It's time, let's talk business. Ahead of formal transition to Nigeria Revenue Service, the Federal Inland Revenue Service and its French counterpart have signed a memorandum of understanding on areas of mutual interest and promoting of efficient tax administration. Speaking at the French Embassy in Abuja, Zaka Adedeji said the event reflects a shared commitment to building stronger and more resilient, forward-looking tax administration for the two countries. Adedeji, in a statement by Daria Dikambi, Special Advisor on Media, listed digital transformation as one of such critical areas where Nigeria can leverage France's advanced use of technology in compliance management, taxpayer services, and data-driven enforcement. France will in return gain fresh perspectives from Nigeria's rapid digital expansion, agile adoption of new tools, as well as the unique solutions Nigeria is developing for a fast-growing technology-driven population. They agree that together both countries can develop models that strengthen institutional culture, build global competencies, and prepare the respective institutions for future of public finance administration. A quick look at the markets at this time. Today's trading session across Nigeria, South Africa, and Tunisia showcased distinct reactions to both domestic policy and international commodity price movements. Nigeria's exchange has Dangote Cement and Boa Cement alongside Boa Foods anchoring the market's value. Their operational expansion and dominant market share keep them as heavy hitters that significantly influence the index movement, while major banks like Guarantee Trust Holding Company, Zenith Bank are consistently active, reflecting investor sentiment on Nigeria's critical financial services sector. While in South Africa, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange is being led by mining and global technology stocks, just as the Tunisia 2 Index typically reflects local economic health, with banking and staple goods playing a central role. That is it on business at this time.
Thank you, Benny.
You could take it from here.
Appreciate you. Now, the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation has held its second citizens and stakeholders engagement, providing a key platform to present, review and clarify the reforms currently driving the Federal Civil Service. This comes under the Federal Civil Service Strategy and Implementation Plan 2025, which also expects feedback from both civil servants and other citizens. Hamman Germany reports.
The engagement session brought together representatives from ministries, departments and agencies, civil society groups, the media and development partners, all eager to understand the progress and impact of ongoing reforms. Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Didier Sawal-Sunjak, highlighted major strides recorded across priority areas, including digitization of government processes, capacity building for workers, innovation in service delivery, improved performance management, and strengthening self-welfare initiatives.
Our focus now is on consolidating these gains, scaling successful initiatives, and deepening innovation.
Participants commended the commitment and leadership shown by the head of service in driving positive changes within the system.
Together, we can transform accountability from policy into practice.
This platform is yours. Reform is not a spectator sport, is it? The success of Nigeria's civil service depends on your feedback, your ideas, and your expectations being expressed.
If every sector of this country will have something as little as this, what do you think in the next 1 year?
Hamman Jabani, NTA News.
Now, the Federal Road Safety Corps has impounded not less than 50 vehicles under a 2-hour special operation led by the Corps Marshal Shehu Mohammed along the Giri-Gwagwalada-Lokaja Highway. The Corps says it will sustain the momentum as part of its special patrol for the Yuletide in order to ensure the safety of road users during the season. Oyeyemi Ajayi tells us more.
With the permission of the Corps Marshal, let us remain standing.
This Corps Marshal strategic session with commanding officers is the last for the year. The target is to plan for better outing during the Yuletide. The directive is to strengthen advocacy with state governors and other critical stakeholders to ensure that road safety measures are adopted as central development plan for improved public health and security at national and subnationals.
There should be free flow of traffic, and the mobility should be free for passengers and commuters to be able to reach their destination during this period. In Abuja, with the overloading, because overloading has now become a madness, a rascality. And we felt we should start with that. And then we are also involving the partners, the NURTW, the return, the NATO to be involved tomorrow, so that the drivers will also see that it's their leaders that are also supporting FRC to save lives and make mobility safer.
With the theme, mainstreaming road safety into national development, the role of government at all levels, the Corps Marshal emphasized continuous campaigns against fuel scoping, which killed 198 people from 3 tanker crashes in 2025. Oyeyemi Ajayi, NTA News.
And President Bola Tinubu has extended his congratulations to the Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma on the occasion of his birthday. The president described Governor Hope as a true representation of a progressive partner, a beacon of unity and a force for positive change. The president highlighted the leadership style of Governor Uzodinma as remarkable in infrastructural development and lauded his interventions in the healthcare, education and security sectors in Imo State. The president wished him more years of good health and more service to the country. Meanwhile, the president has also congratulated Senator Uche Nwanyife on her 55th birthday, describing her as a politician and accomplished banker. The president noted that the former senator's public endeavors continue to reflect resilience, service, and a strong commitment to the development and empowerment of our community. We'll take another break. We'll be right back. Thanks for joining us. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has destroyed a cache of fake, substandard, counterfeit foods, drugs, and other confiscated items worth over 5 billion naira in Lafia, Nasarawa State. The Director General of the agency, Professor Mojisola Adeye, admonished Nigerians to be on the lookout for fake drugs and other unwholesome products during this Yuletide season for the safety of their health. Correspondent Bilkisu Umar Gurku has more on the story.
Poor Man-Made Mountain is a compilation of 6 fake and counterfeit products from the 6 north-central states of Nigeria, which NAFDAC categorized as harmful and dangerous items for human consumption and usage. The heap of these items are in flames for the sake of good health of ordinary Nigerians, in line with the mandate of NAFDAC in ensuring only genuine products are in the public domain for usage. The Director General of the agency represented noted that the public destruction of these products is a nationwide and continuous exercise meant to safeguard Nigerian markets from the notorious agents of this, especially in the pharmaceutical sector. Other stakeholders applaud the public destruction of these products by NAFDAC, saying it's a deterrent to offenders who are engaging in these nefarious acts. In Lafia, Bilkisu Umar Gurku, NTA News.
For sports updates, so much happening in the world of sport, Francisca.
There's a lot happening in the world of sport, but let's begin with football, as Nigeria's quest for a 4th Africa Cup of Nations title has officially begun, with head coach Eric Chelle unveiling a strong 28-man Super Eagles squad for the 2025 AFCON in Morocco, with notable names like Maduka Okoye, Victor Boniface, and Tolu Arokodare dropped. Paul Onuachi and Francis Uzoho returned, while the list features several fresh faces across all departments, including Blackburn Rovers fullback Ryan Alibioso and Slava Prague centre-back Igor Ogbu. In midfield, Inter Milan prospect Beniza Akinsomiro is accompanied by Israel-based Usman Mohamed and former Flying Eagle Tochukwu Nnamdi, with Croatia-based striker Lawal Salim Fago also making the courts. Now, more than 10,000 federal civil servants are taking part in the 44th edition of the Federation of Public Service Games in Yola, with 88 MDAs competing across 16 sports. Performing the opening ceremony, the Adamawa State Governor, represented by his deputy, Professor Kaletebwa George Farauta, encouraged all competitors to uphold true sportsmanship. She noted that the games are designed to strengthen unity and foster teamwork within the public service.
Sporting activities are very vital, and as we are all here this day in Adamawa State, the economic activities have actually boomed.
Adamawa is peaceful from what we have seen. You can see the population here. I want to commend the state government for the level of preparation.
Talking cricket, Nigeria's senior men's cricket team, the Yellow Greens, claimed a convincing win on Thursday at the West Africa Trophy in Abuja. Nigeria won the toss and chose to bat first, putting up a strong total of 171 runs for 7 wickets in 20 overs. Sierra Leone faltered in their chase, managing only 103 all out in 19.3 overs. The Yellow Greens secured the commanding 68-run victory, climbing back to the top of the table. On the day, Zambia recorded a solid victory over Rwanda.
The boys, they ball very well and land and line. And according to the situation, they ball and good bowling. So the credits goes to all the team.
Definitely the guys have been doing well so far. And hopefully we get the...
That's it on sports. Is back to you, Jumai.
Thank you so much, Francisca. Wish them all the best. The Wakama Unko family of Umwaloma Ndioku Okunaze Ezegwe Autonomous Community in Amuze, Ekena Zizi, Obuwa local government area of Imo State wishes to announce the funeral engagements for the final interment of their patriarch, Brother Lawrence Nwankama Nkwo, who passed on September 26, 2025 at 85. A release signed by Uchenna Nkwo for the family indicates that a wake will be held at the Nkwo Church compound on December 16, 2025. A funeral mass will also be held for the deceased at St. Mary's Catholic Church, Amuzi Ikenanzizi, Obua, by 11 o'clock on December 17. Interment follows immediately at the Nkwo Church compound. He is survived by his wife, 4 sisters, 9 children, and other relatives, including grandchildren. And to our survey for tonight, our poll result is in, and in a decisive show of public support, the results reveal that a significant majority of Nigerians, 94.1%, support President Tinubu's directive to withdraw police security details from VIPs. This is against a minimal 5.9% who think otherwise and do not endorse the initiative taken by the president. However, the strong endorsement for President Tinubu underscores a prevailing public sentiment that national security resources should be prioritized for the broader population rather than a few Nigerians. It is also a clear call for a more equitable and effective deployment of the nation's security forces. And that's Network News for tonight. On behalf of the production crew, I say thank you for spending your time with us. I am Jumai Yusuf.